Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. I told you guys I'd be coming back doing Conspiracy Corner again because I have two podcasts. Um, Today is April 10th, 2025. In uniform because I have to work later today. So today's going to be kind of a rant. I do have some content as usual. Some conspiracy stuff that I've been collecting over the days. So, today is not my day. Today is not my day. I just kind of want to get into some shit. All week has been good. I woke up today to the smell of something cooking. Now, I did an episode a while back when I first moved back in here with my mother-in-law. Due to Barrel Creek Apartments, them basically buying our old apartment complex and doubling the rent to $1,000 a month. And we were paying $550 at the time. And I'm not a rich dude. I'm poor. I work at a gas station. And I'm a conspiracy podcast. You don't make money on conspiracy podcast unless you're like already established as a big name like Sam Tripoli or Alex Jones or something like that. And we're going to get into that here in a minute. So I wake up this morning to the smell of something cooking. My wife is working today, so I'm like, that's weird. And it smells like roast. So I'm like, well, maybe the other day I was craving roast and I was like, maybe, she like bought a roast and is, fixing one in the crock pot, cause she'll put food on in the crock pot cause she knows my mother-in-law's here. She never leaves the house except for doctor's appointments, or shopping once in a blue moon. So she'll put on roast every now and then. Sorry, I got hiccups. Now and then, for dinner and shit. And, so I'm like, I text her, I was like, and this is, by the way, this is like 10 o'clock a.m., 10 a.m., dude. So, you guys know me, I work night shift, dude. I work 4 to midnight. I didn't hit the bed last night till like 3 a.m., dude. So, I'm tired. Drinking some coffee, chilling. And, I text my wife, I'm like, did you put a roast in the crock pot? Are you cooking? Because I'm like, well, maybe because sometimes she'll be scheduled to work, but she's a store manager, so if she wants to play hooky, she can play hooky. She works at a different gas station, different company. But damn, sorry. Notifications are popping up like fucking crazy. So I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going back to bed. But something inside of me, I don't know if it's a guardian angel tapping on your shoulder or if it's like intuition, if you're more into the occult like I am. I do believe in guardian angels though. I believe more in like Gnosticism. I'm a Gnostic. I've been a Gnostic for years. So I guess you could say I'm Christian, but I'm also a witch. And people would go, well, that doesn't make sense. I believe that your God in the Bible is Satan. And the actual good God is like hidden. Maybe it's Abraxas or the creator of all, So this little feeling came inside of me, my intuition or my guardian angel tapping me on the shoulder like, get up, buddy. So I go into the kitchen and there's sausage on a pan with a cover on it. So my mother-in-law's cooking. So I go, okay. And I asked my wife this morning, I asked her to prep coffee because she was getting up for work and I was going to bed. Because we have a fuck you relationship of basically we see each other in the hallway and go, fuck you, fuck you. Okay, that was nice. We had sex for the week, you know. We don't see each other a lot. So I asked her to prep my coffee this morning as far as like putting the water in the back and the coffee grounds and stuff. So I push the button and I'm letting it brew and I'm like, I'm just going to get up. So I'm just waiting, chilling, kind of dozing off here and there. And then I get up to go pee. Coffee's done brewing, so I'm going to fix me a cup of joe. And it's still cooking. It's never been flipped. The sausages have not been flipped. So I go into her room, my mother-in-law's, and she's dead asleep, snoring, with the lights out, covered up under the blankets. And we've had this issue before, and I talked about this in a previous podcast, so I'm not going to rehash the whole story. And I'm talking a little quiet, but I'll keep it short, man, so that way I'm not ranting, and I've already told this story, so go check out that episode. But there was one time, dude, she literally had a dirty spoon and put it in the sink, turned the water on full blast, and was listening to her headphones and just singing, and just went out to the front porch and just sat on the fucking porch swing. And here I am sleeping, and at the time I was working at Kroger, so I was working third. Like, I needed my sleep during the day. And this water is just running and running and running. And once again, it was one of those little guardian angel tapping me on the shoulder, or basically my intuition kicking in, whichever one it was. Some people say the intuition is Holy Spirit. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not Christian. I'm kind of anti-organized Christian religion. It's honestly, dude, when you go back far enough, it's all fucking paganism. You know, I got a lot of Christian friends and stuff, and it's like, I don't go into it with them, but it's like, homie, like, you guys stole Egyptian religion and shit. Like, just saying. Mystery schools. But, so this has happened before, and I don't know, man. I swear her doctors even said shit about it. She's getting dementia or Alzheimer's, something. And it's just frustrating to me because I can't afford to put her in a home. I mean, I'm sure I'd have to pay for that shit. I'm barely surviving as it is. I mean, you guys know how it is out there. I'm getting 30 hours a week at a gas station making $13 an hour. Like, I'm not fucking rich, dude. And it fucking blows. I don't know what to do, man. It's just fucking crazy. So I talked to my brother, he's a nurse, and he was explaining to me, like, towards the end of, well, not the end, but, I guess they were living with her aunt, his wife's aunt, for a little bit, and she was kind of getting dementia or senile in some form or another, and Joseph just had the same thing, a guardian angel tapping him on the shoulder and waking him up, and he just had this feeling, and he went down to the kitchen, and she was trying on a gas stove, putting a can of hairspray on top of the grill part. And it's like, homie, like, that can explode and literally be like a tiny little hand grenade and catch the house on fire. And I'm like, it's fucking crazy, man. And the thing is like, I'm a guest in her house. I don't want to like shove her in a home or something, but it's like, dude, you know, like, it's one thing. Trust me, it pisses me off. It still pisses me off that she like was just gonna let the water run for hours and hours and hours. and run up the water bill and then bitch about how we're using too much water. It would come back on us. Like, she'd be like, you used up all this water. No, you left the water running to clean a spoon for like 15-20 minutes until I turned it off. And you just waltzed outside and was singing Lady Gaga on your headphones. And we would have got the blame for it, for the water bill being so high, when we sit here and we take a bath like once a week. I mean, I'm not trying to be gross, but we're fucking poor, dude. We're poor. We wash clothes like once a month. And it's literally, it's to the point where like we have nothing to wear and it's like, okay, laundry day. And it's to save water, save electric, you know. But like, dude, that pisses me off, because it's like, I'm gonna have to pay that bill, that water bill. But I'm irritated because it's like, dude, you could have burnt the house down while I was asleep. I would have woke up, we got fire alarms and shit, and I would have woke up from the smell. But still though, dude, like, you could have burnt the fucking house down. We live in a trailer. Like, it takes 2 seconds for this whole thing to get burnt down to the ground. Like, and here goes my shit. Here goes my life, or my cat's life. I have 2 cats, Horace and Lilith. It's like, they could have got burnt up. Like, I don't know what to do. So that was my morning. Now here's the other news that I got. Let me fix me another cup of coffee and I'll be right back. So, I'm a little bit fucking pissed off. And my brother texted me, because we were texting this morning about my mother-in-law. My brother texted me, or I texted him, he texted me, something. I don't know. We talk all the time, so it doesn't matter who texted who. We're just talking about Val Kilmer's death, and he sent me a couple David Bowie videos to check out. I need to check them out. And we're just talking about life and shit. And I was telling him what was going on here. And he sends me, he typed in on YouTube, Conspiracy Corner Podcast. And another group of guys' channel popped up. So this is what pisses me off, dude. Give me just a second. Sorry. So this is what pisses me off, dude, is I've told you guys in previous podcasts, I've told this story before, how I got my name. So you guys know me. I consider myself a student of Sam Tripoli. He's like my, I wouldn't say idol, because I don't like that term, but he's my inspiration for this podcast. So he told the story that he created his name, Tinfoil Hat. He wanted to have, first of all, I kind of did the same thing. He wanted to have the most stigmatized name possible and own it. Kind of like how black people own the N-word, you know. But with conspiracy. So tinfoil hat was the most conspiratorial, derogatory term. And he's like, I'm going to take it and own it and wear it proudly. And I've had a lot of people go in my comment sections like, well, why'd you name it conspiracy? You know, you're a shill, or you're a double agent or something. You're Illuminati because you use the word conspiracy. And it's like, no. Don't you know? I've had people comment. First of all, I was born and raised a conspiracy theorist. And they have the nerve to actually ask me, don't you know that the FBI created the term conspiracy theorist after JFK was... No, duh. Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. You don't think I know that? Duh. So I wanted to do the same thing. Take a name that's demonized and own it, you know. That, and I wanted it easy for older blue pill people to discover the truth. And to me, I was like, well, an old person, what would they do? They would get on YouTube and type in conspiracy theory, and hopefully I would be one of the first things that pop up. So, but when Sam Tripoli named his podcast, and before I even really started my podcast, I took this to heart and I took this advice. He was like, I want to name it Tinfoil Hat. So immediately, he did what anybody else would do before you name your podcast. Which, by the way, these guys that I'm talking about, they're in high school, so I'm not trying to be mean. And by the way, first of all, disclaimer, don't go harassing these people. These children, by the way. They're children, so definitely don't go harassing children. That's just fucked up. They don't know any better. But I know in high school, I was dumb as fuck. I did not mature until I would say about 28 years old is when I finally matured. And even now, I'm still getting accused of being immature. I'm still not apparently all grown up. So they're dumb. They're young and dumb. No big deal. But anyone starting a podcast, if you come up with an awesome name, first thing you're going to do is go go to Google. It's pretty simple. I mean, this next generation of high school kids, like, they're supposed to be better at computers than us. And I am 33 years old, an old fart, a boomer, who can barely do anything tech savvy. And I've got it figured out that maybe I should Google and make sure there's no other podcast named this. Sam Tripoli, when he named it Tinfoil Hat, he said the only thing he found was a radio broadcast from like the 1930s called Tinfoil Hat. And he was like, okay, I'm taking this name because obviously that radio broadcast is not still around. I did the same thing with mine. When I named it Conspiracy Corner Podcast, I literally, first of all, I love the name Conspiracy Corner. Like, you're in a cozy corner. I'm in a cozy corner with a microphone, doing some Art Bell shit, smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, I thought it was a cozy title. And it does sound good. So I did that was the first thing I did when I named this podcast. I did find another podcast named Conspiracy Corner, but it was already like 3 or 4 years dead to the world. It literally had been canceled for like 3 or 4 years. So I knew this podcast was dead. So I took the name. What pisses me off, though, is my podcast is still ongoing. I took a little break for a couple months, like 3 or 4 months. I took a break, but this isn't the first time I took a break. I've taken like 2 breaks throughout my entire career of podcasting. And I said I would be back. I didn't just go, hey, I'm leaving forever, I quit, I literally said I'll be back. Just chill. Let me get my life together. I'm going through some shit right now. So yeah, it fucking pisses me off, dude. Like, do your research before you name something someone else. Like, it's just aggravating. Now, I'm not mad at these dudes. So I commented, and my channel is named Conspiracy Corner Podcast. So when I comment, it's going to pop up. Conspiracy Corner Podcast has commented on your video. Conspiracy Corner Podcast. And I just said, hello. That's it. So I'm waiting to see if they comment back. And this is a fairly new podcast. Last episode they did was 10 days ago. I've been putting out episodes like every fucking day, dude. So, and I have nothing to prove. I've been around. This is my older channel. I have 2 channels on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Rumble. I'm on BitChute. I'm on like multiple sites. They could have easily Googled me. I'm not that hard to find. But, what was I saying though? Oh, I commented hello, because I would like to speak to them, and I'm going to be a gentleman. I'm not going to be a dick, but I am going to be like, so I'm going to be passive aggressive at least and be like, so I take it as a compliment that you named your podcast after me, but I didn't give you permission. So not cool. Just saying. So I'm curious what they'll say. There's probably definitely going to be like a part 2 or something, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm stirring the shit because it pisses me off, dude. It just pisses me off because I've been in this game for like 7 or 8 years. I mean, let's see, 2016 was my first content creation. It was literally strange noises in the sky. I filmed it. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20. Actually, I've been around for a decade. I've been content creating for a decade now. 10 years. This is my 10-year anniversary. I've been around for a fucking decade. Conspiracy Corner podcast, Abe Williams, like, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not changing my name. So, my thing is, though, let's say, because I'm not changing my name, and they can bring me to court, and I have all the evidence. I've been around for 10 years, homie. So, I'll sue the fuck out of you or countersue. Money, baby, I'll make money off this shit if they wanted to bring me to court. And here's the thing, actually. It actually works out in my favor. Let's say they don't change their name and they keep Conspiracy Corner. First of all, I have all the evidence to prove that I've been around. And it's all on flash drives, too. So, yeah, unless we get hit with a solar flare, it's all backed up, baby. So even if my channel gets deleted or something, I have all of it here, And it's in a fairway bag. So even a solar flare won't destroy it, But let's see, what was I saying? Oh, I even thought of it this way though, because you guys know me, like, I'm smart as a tack, dude. And being raised in a criminal family, I'm kind of a criminal too. So I even thought about it too. I'm like, even if they decide that they're just going to be like, fuck this guy, we're going to steal his name and keep the channel, I'm shadow banned. And you guys already know that. Been around for a decade. They've been shadow banning me forever. Honestly, I think the Frazzle Drip episode fucked me over. And then there was another family. I did a video on the Pazers, and Sam Tripoli had the same issue. That when he did an episode on the Pazers, he literally, like, they destroyed, like, all of his social media, like, right afterwards. The family did. And they even posted, like, don't ever talk about my fucking family. And he's still recovering from that. And so I know for a fact I'm fucking shadow banned. I know, because I've actually had issues with my wife of her investigating, under different accounts and shit, and I'm shadow banned as fuck. So that being said, I was like, well, this could actually work out in my favor, because I have 300 something episodes on my podcast on multiple platforms, and they've only got like 12 episodes. So I was like, if they actually blow up, first of all, every time someone types in the name, they're going to find my shit, because I have like 300 something fucking episodes plus videos that I've created. So like, I have like over 1,000 actual videos / episodes that you can click on. So I'm going to be the first one to pop up in the feed. But I was like, if they actually blow up and get super popular, it'll bring a shit ton of traffic to my channel. So I'm like, it could work in my favor if they don't change their name. And if they get super popular and blow up, I could do, like, back in the day, listen to this shit. This was smart too. So back in the day, there used to be WWF, World Wrestling Federation. They had to change it to WWE. And they had been called WWF since like the 80s, dude. Maybe even earlier, but the 80s. So they had they got sued by, I think it's like World Wildlife Foundation or something like that. Their emblem is a panda, and they were named WWF apparently before World Wrestling Federation. So what they did, this is smart as fuck, they waited till WWF was like a multi-million-dollar corporation, because WWF started out like wrestling back in like the 70s and 80s was like carnival circus life, you know. And there was tons of different federations, all they had turfs and were fighting for, like basically it was like gang warfare almost. Like it's actually pretty interesting because I like old school wrestling, so go look into it. It's fucking cool. Maybe we'll do an episode on it. Um, but WWF, the Animal Foundation, sued WWF, the wrestling federation, but they waited until it was like they were on top. WCW went down. They incorporated WCW into WWF. Basically, it became like a monopoly. Vince McMahon owned the world of wrestling. The only other wrestling there was like ECW, which was like some super sketchy, almost like backyard wrestling. Which ECW was fucking hardcore, dude. Like ECW wrestling was dope. So they waited until WWF, World Wrestling Federation, was on top and then sued them. I think they got like millions of dollars. And then WWF had to change their name to WWE. So if they don't back down and if they don't change their name, which by the way, you're only on episode 12, man. No big deal. You can edit 12 episodes. It's easy. It's not that hard. If they don't change their name and they actually blow up and get super popular, like let's say they get like tinfoil hat numbers, they rise up the charts. I could just get a lawyer and sue the fuck out of them and make a shit ton of fucking money. And then they'd have to change their name whether they like it or not. It depends. I contacted them. I'm going to talk to them and be cool. And if they're not cool, because they are high school kids, they could be assholes. If they want to be assholes, then I could be an asshole too. And I could make a shit ton of money. It would be weird because I would actually be praising and praying and doing spells over here because I'm a magician. I'm an occultist. I would be doing spells and for their success, so that way I could sue them later, and it would be my success financially. And I'll keep my podcast and my name because it's rightfully mine. I've been around longer. This will be interesting. I might even run up. I might talk to a lawyer and get this shit trademarked too. That way it's even more set in stone. But I'll be cool with the guys. I'm being cool right now, and who knows, man? It might all blow over and we might end up being like friends or something. I mean, I would love to have them on my podcast. I invite them over here to talk. And I'll be cool. And honestly, if they want to have me on theirs, I'll talk to them. I'll be cool. I'll be nice, but I am going to get on to them. I'm going to be quite frank, like, dude, it takes 2 seconds to research if you're stealing someone else's name, It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. So I'm trying to get up to 500 subs. Please like, share, and subscribe. Maybe I'll get some more traffic now that there's another podcast who stole my name. I do have some more conspiracy episodes coming out. I have it all written down. I'm gonna leave it here though at the 30-minute mark. Something to look forward to. I'm in contact with someone. Listen to this. I was down the rabbit hole looking at some Count of Saint Germain stuff. And I found someone who was a next door neighbor to the mansion where Count of Saint Germain lived. And they've lived in New Orleans. And they actually have tons of stories from locals who have seen Count of Saint Germain throughout the years. So I got in contact with this person. Um, I'm going to try to, they still haven't responded. I'm going to try to get them to email me so I can get some info swapped. Hopefully, I should be doing a podcast with them. But I love you all. You all have a good day. And please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all later.